Greetings! This video is on writing a persuasive introduction for a Year 9 student at a B level. Now you might have seen the previous video which was about creating an introduction at a C level, and now we're looking at the difference between what a B and a C are in terms of assessment. To summarise quickly, a C level is all about demonstrating structure. If you can demonstrate that you are following a writing structure, you will get a C in Year 9. In order to get a B, however, you need to show greater refinement and polishing of your language. Now, in a paragraph, this is easier to explain because we use things like nominalization and the inclusion of persuasive techniques. However, in an introduction, it's slightly different. So we're going to be looking at an example. The first thing to go over is that there's 3 steps to an introduction. Make a broad statement about the topic, introduce the subject, and then show the reader what we intend to discuss and in what order. Now, a B level is no different. It still has to follow these 3 rules. The only difference is it does it a little bit more comprehensively. Now, in our last video, we created a C level introduction, which reads like this. Chewing gum is a big deal. It causes problems and therefore should be banned. In this essay, we will discuss how chewing gum impacts on health, social habits, and the environment. Now, the most important thing about this introduction is that it is structured and it is clear. And you can see in the above section that we created those by making sure that we answered each of the 3 criteria. Today we're going to be moving our C level introduction into a B level, which looks like this. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that obviously it's a lot longer, which means that it's got more information in there, but it also means that in this case we've spent a bit more time addressing these 3 pieces of structure, and I'm going to show you over the next couple of minutes how this happens. Now, the first thing to look at is, of course, in our first paragraph or in our first introduction, we made the broad statement. Fantastic, chewing gum is a big deal. Now, that's perfectly clear and perfectly fine. However, it lacks a note of detail and polish. If we go down to our B level introduction, chewing gum is a popular confectionery product which is commonly available in most shops. So you can see in this case we've done the same thing. We've made a broad statement, something that people can't argue with, but we've directed it in slightly more detail. Okay, so you can see that all we've done here is, rather than saying chewing gum is a big deal, which sounded a bit simplistic and things like big deal sound a bit casual, almost like someone's using slang, we've just tried to be a bit more formal and a bit clearer in what we've said. Chewing gum is a popular confectionery product which is commonly available in most shops. In our second stage for our C level, we said it causes problems and therefore should be banned. And our intention there was essentially to show people that it was a problem and therefore our topic, which is that chewing gum should be banned, deserves to be acknowledged. We've done the same thing in our B level introduction. Once again, however, though, you'll see that we've spent more time going through and explaining this process. Due to its popularity, however, there has been an ongoing rise in problems and issues around the consumption and disposal of chewing gums that has negatively impacted our society. It is clear from the impact of this product that it should be banned from our shops and outlets. Okay, now I'm just going to pause there because obviously there is another section which keeps going, but I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. I'm colouring that section green and I'm copying it up the top here. So it causes problems and therefore should be banned has suddenly become a bit more detailed and a bit more expressed. Really, we've said the exact same thing, however, we've used more complicated language, we've been clearer in our explanation, and we've used a greater variety of, I suppose, descriptive words. And you can see, adding information like the fact that it's popular is why there's so many issues around the consumption. As well as that, rather than just saying it should be banned, we've actually expanded that to say it should be banned from our shops and outlets. So we're being more specific about what we want to see based on our argument, and we're being more detailed in how we're tackling the problem. That's the difference between a C and a B. Now, if I go down to my B level, you'll see there's still this third section down here, and of course that's our third section up the top, our third piece of structure. For our C level, we said, in this essay, we will discuss how chewing gum impacts on health, social habits, and the environment. And as you can see, that's exactly what's said at the bottom here, so I'll just colour that in blue. Now, in this particular case, we've done the same thing in our B level, but once again, we've changed some of the language. And the key here is that we've made our writing a bit more subtle and a bit less obvious. Instead of saying, in this essay, which is a bit obvious because obviously we're reading an essay, we've just jumped straight in, and you can see it says, and here we seek. Another thing you'll notice is that this isn't even its own sentence. It's actually separated by a comma, which means that it's more fluent and it runs a little bit more smoothly. So, if I read it from the beginning of the sentence, it would say, it is clear from the impact of this product that it should be banned from our shops and outlets. And here we seek to discuss how performing such an action will see a reduction in health problems, poor social habits, and environmental destruction. Now, one of the key things, if you've looked at some of the other videos that you might notice, is that we're actually starting to use a process called nominalization here. So rather than saying just simple statements about what each paragraph is going to be about, we've been clearer in actually giving names to the problems themselves, so that we can see that it's not just health, it's actually health problems. It's not just social habits, it's actually poor social habits. And it's not just the environment, which could be good or bad, but it's environmental destruction. Starting to incorporate basic nominalization into your writing is a really important step from moving from a C level to a B level. So, you can see based on this video that there is a bit of a difference between writing a C and writing a B level essay introduction. However, the most important thing is that we maintain those 3 steps and we experiment with our language. Hopefully this gives you a bit of an idea about how you can improve the quality of your writing.